Hello and welcome to the Bio Reviews, where good movies rise and bad ones burn, and welcome back to Alvin the Chipmunks month, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, today we are reviewing the sequel to the original. Well, at least the first one. One. Now, as you may know, in 2007, and they finally made the live-action Alvin the Chipmunks movie, which fucking exploded in the box office. So now here we are going to talk about one of his first sequel, which means more music, more nuttiness, and just more everything. And I would talk about, and I would now sorry, I don't know why my lips are fucking around today. I don't know what I'm even, my lips aren't working today, so I might F up here and there. So yeah. Anyways, let's give you all a recap on what the hell was this movie about. So the original, so if you remember where we last left off our boy, we know that we seen that they are now friends with Dave Seville. Now who owns them three, as technically they were their father. Not yet, but that's for the road chip later in the end. You'll find out soon what the fuck I mean. But yeah, so where are those boys now, and are they doing more good at concerts? Well, let's dig into Alvin and the Chipmunks, the squeakquel, or the squeakquel. Sorry if I'm spelling it wrong for my lips, but then again, and this is what happens when you have so much damn saliva in your mouth, and show you if this movie did bigger, better, and better than ever. So the movie begins with a start with some music of "You Really Got Me Now" by whoever made that song. Sorry, I like songs, y'all, but I don't know some songs that are made by, like that one. And we see Alvin again performing in that concert, doing the music that I just mentioned earlier. But then Alvin went over the top, overboard, or by going up on top of the stage, to like a balcony or so. And despite Dave trying to tell him don't do something stupid, he just does that. Something stupid. And what happened? Well, at one point when Alvin fumbles at something that I didn't saw, but he swung over. Or no, wait, no. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna need. Basically, one fumble happened. I don't know what it was, but then this big sign that was Alvin himself, gets hit by Dave. And as he's swinging, of course, he does his usual Alvin yell, which I'm not gonna repeat because my mom saw him. And of course, that fucker went flying. Like flying across the stage and onto the other side, which of course he gets injured. Like so injured, his entire body is in a flippin' cast. So, of course Alan says sorry, but what does Dave tell them that what they're gonna do? Well, firstly is that they are gonna have to live with his like aunt and cousin or something. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not that good at remembering a lot of movies, but basically, and also they was gonna start going to school since, mind you, they're kids. And I know that sounds crazy. How can three male chipmunks go to school? I just don't know. I don't know either, but oh well. Anyways, so they met. So they met this, or they met. I guess you could. I'll just call her their grandma. Well, Dave's grandma, to be exact, and her grandson named Toby. Funnily enough, that's my dad's name. And it's ironic how his name is in this movie. But don't worry, because I sometimes have my name on there, and I have my sister's name on a movie. My brother, well, one of them at least, but I don't know about my other brother. He might, but not the full initial of his name, but it's only his two-letter name that I think. But don't worry about it, because let's just move on. Anyways, but of course, Toby accidentally stepped forward to grab something, to walk over with his mom, or mom, or whatever. I don't know, sorry. But, also this was at an airport, by the way. But, but a lever was pushed that was holding her brakes. It moved backwards, and then boing, 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 boing down the stairs until it stopped from her. And then again, boing, 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 until it just gets to the bottom where she finally crashes onto a flipping, on some guy in those like bag carrying scooters mobile. And of course he she like Dave went to the hospital. So Toby takes them home, and meanwhile we see Ian still disheveled a little bit and was in the basement or something, all because he still wants revenge on the chipmunks. And there is something I forgot to mention in the post-credit scene of the first movie. And that's that Ian did try doing that whole thing again with the chipmunks, but instead he uses real chipmunks. But unlike Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, they don't talk at all. So, of course, he gives up on them. And there was this one scene where the gang boys try making a good Wilson car for Dave. Then they had some cheese balls to eat. Then at one point they get on this one machine that spins around, and of course we get the infamous part where they sing "You Spin Me Round Round Baby." Yes, they made that shit popular again. And of course they kept spinning until they get flung off and hang on some hangers that was like above the sink. And they all talked about how Ian or how Dave would have gone off on them, which of course he actually did a bit on the phone, and of course he did that line when Alvin was about to hang up, but meanwhile, but yeah, then eventually we see a FedEx truck come out, and then FedEx bag fell out. And here we meet the Chipettes, the female version of the Chipmunks. We have Brittany, with the one in pink, Jeanette with the purple glasses, not blue, black, purple, in the purple attire, and then we got Eleanor, who's in green, like Theodore. Because of course they are. And of course they are wearing clothes like the chipmunks, which feels wrong, honestly. Feels a bit wrong, honestly, even though it's just animals, but still. Thank God they don't. Yeah, I'll shut up now. But okay, and of course they met Ian, and they thought he was gonna be a nice guy. They think he was gonna be a nice guy then, but he decided that he'll help them make popular since they want to be popular as well. And of course, once the boys chipmunks met the chipettes at school, they go boop, boop, like they just basically fell in love with them. But yeah, and there was that one point where they did fought or some bullies. And even at one point, all it finally took for Alvin and Simon to grow some balls, and that's when they was picking on their little brother. So their chipmunks instinct went in, and of course they shoot them. They don't show where, but I don't think I want to know where, because there are parts that they'll eat. Any parts. Yeah. Kids, don't fuck with chipmunks or chipettes. They will bite you hard. I never experienced it, but I don't want to experience it. Not even from a squirrel, nonetheless. And mind you, the only reason why the boys went after them was just because they was flirting with girls. That was literally it. And of course, like kids, they go to the principal office over it. Yeah, but of course, I think technically they get off the hook since she was a fan of them. Because of course they were. When the chipper came into the theater room with Ian, and just to show them how good they are like the chipmunk, they play this one song that I can't remember what was titled, let alone who plays it, but I know it very well. Though at one point there was even one, there was even one segment that I hate about the movie. And of course, I am talking about Alvin versus Simon. Why do I not like it? Because, I get kids fight, but I'm not a huge fan of it. There's no reason they should fight all because those girls were better than them, or well, if one of the other was better. It doesn't matter. But a few months later, Dave finally calls Toby to ask how is it going so far, since most of his body, except for his ankle, was healing up. However, he didn't want to tell him some nutty stuff and how messy the whole place was. And of course, he decided that he was gonna clock out quick. He was so panicking, he was calling the nurse, yet trying to find the button to call the nurse, yet his leg was sticking out from the the levitation hanging thing that the hospital has. I'm sorry, hospital. I don't know. Oh, what is called, but it's called something. And there was even at one point Alvin in the game. Alvin even done on football. Yes, flipping football of all things, and he even was able to just get a touchdown shot such. There was one scene, and then there was one scene where they was gonna do a talent show or something. The chipmunks, but Simon Theory came out to say that they forfeit due to Alvin not being there for some reason. Which, I don't get why, like, what the fuck? But the chipmunks decided, and of course the Chipettes won that talent show instead, and at one point they even encountered with a bird. Just because they had to save Theodore from that bird. And of course that's the theme throughout the movie. Theodore hates birds. Specifically, eagles. I don't know why, but yeah. So later on, Ian talks with the Chipettes and talked about how they're going to Hollywood and such. Yet the girls also talks about how they don't want to leave the chipmunks behind and such, and then at one point the Chipmunk has talked to Ian and saying that they was not gonna go Hollywood or anything. So for some reason, and Ian says, "So, who likes barbecue?" Then grabs them by the tail, my ass. Like he was basically gonna cook them, basically. But did they literally? Nah, they didn't actually. He only just stuffed them in a cage. Because of course it was basically the same thing like last time. Only with the Chipettes. So of course, when Alvin and the gang found out, Alvin had to go out and go save them, which he does. Hell, the Chipettes didn't even know the Chipettes left their cage right after they got out the car. And of course, thanks to Alvin's little mini cycle that he somehow is driving, I don't even know how. But he saves them, takes out not kill him, but just basically he stops him from recapturing the three, like. And of course, at one point he even gets his own Alvin scream, because of course. And I know you're wondering, what did they perform? What did they all perform when they all got back to the concert? Like, not a huge concert, but just a tiny one. I know you're wondering, what did they perform? We Are Family. Yeah. See? Yes, it was called that. Now, yeah, I did like that song back then, and also, I'll mind you before. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, that was the very end. Never mind. I'll get to that when we get to it later. But after their performance, of course, they won on a talent show and won a lot of cash. I don't know how, but nice. I guess. Also, during that whole thing, of course, Ian came, or Dave came. Meanwhile, I know you wonder what the Ian did since he didn't have the chip pets. Well, mind you, this happened, technically actually happened, like, all the way at the Staples Center, and he tried performing it all by himself, but, yeah, he wasn't winning anything, so he gets dragged off. Remember that, by the way. And of course, during, like, the first beginning of credits, as they sing, ain't shake your groove thing, whichever that means. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention that. I don't know how they, I don't know, like, how did Alvin and Simon met up, but, or, well, you get what I mean. Sorry, I'm fucking up here because my lips doesn't want to work today. Anyways, and so we get our epilogue, basically, and that's they putting the chipmunks and Chipettes to sleep. However, Alvin, being a bright kid, was not tired, but tells him that he has school tomorrow, and of course, they fall over the light switch. So, Dave, being pissed, was like, okay, come here. Well, tried to, on his crutches, my ad, because again, he was still on crutches. But he slipped over a toy truck, and Alvin just ends the movie by casually, acting like he was tired now, and tells Dave goodnight. But after he flipped the switch, we get one last scream of, like, Alvin, but this time it was louder and pissier than ever. And that shit made me uncomfortable. Because of course it did. The movie was good. I just didn't like Alvin versus Simon, about how they fought and such. Hell, they even done on the song I Want to Start a Fight by some female singer, I'm sorry. I think it was Pink that sang that song. I Don't Want to Start a Fight by Pink. I think it was made by Pink. Good song though. So that's the end for our second of 4 Alvin and the Chipmunks month. I said, so stay tuned next time for the 3rd installment, Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwreck. Thanks for watching. Please follow me on my social medias down below. Like this video, leave a comment on what you want to see in the future Bye Guy I review episode, and subscribe for more. See you, y'all.